Woody, Woody. Anyways, man, it's your boy Triple BLACK, aka the number one stunner, aka the boss, aka three black hearses. It's murder. Anyways, man, what's up? What's up, family? Man, I'm just bored as hell. I don't see nobody, doing a live stream. Shit, hey, pull up, come through. Hey, we talking about the Simp Avengers, the Simp Avengers, the Captain Save-A-Lots, the Cupcakers. This is no cupcake zone. This is your boy Triple BLACK, aka Russell Resthaven. You know what I'm saying? Today is the Simp Avenger Day. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and channel my inner simp. You know, shout out to all the panders out there. Shout out to the Poppy Dons. You know what I'm saying? Hey, hey, everybody has a job to do. Hey, you keep throwing a wrench in the game. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the whole manosphere, man. Shout out to Kim David for coming through. Hopefully, Kim David can come through. Holla at your boy. We chopped it up yesterday, man. Check out the stream, man. Man, I'm almost at the 5,000 mark, man. Shit, I thought I'd already be here by now. Shit, damn, man, y'all holding back on the boy. Y'all holding back on the kid, man. Hey, y'all holding back on the kid, man. What's up, man? What's up, family? What's up, family? What's happening, man? What's going on? It's Wrestle. I'm Russell Rest Haven. I'm channeling my inner simp today. You know, hey, we gotta give it out to the simp Avengers. We got a lot of simp Avengers, especially on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? A lot of male feminists. Hey, they get their panties in a bunch every time. You know, we go at the sisterhood in the was it the chicken coop, the angry birds, all of them. People get real tight, man. When we have something to say about them, man. Shout out to everybody, man, for real, bro. Shout out to everybody, man. The link is in the chat. Hey, my stream ain't popping yet, but if you want to pull up, hey, even if you want to argue, hey, you already know. Hey, I'm about I'm about that action. You hear me? I'm about that action. I don't give a fuck. Anyways, how's the people doing, man? How's everybody doing today, man? Hey, pull up, man. Hit the like button. Share it if you can. Your boy is really close to getting that benchmark. I don't even do this that much, but I think that would be a little nice benchmark to hit. Um, you know, Maybe that will motivate me to get involved a little bit more with YouTube and streaming and stuff like that. I always been telling myself for the last couple of years, man, I'm ready to go all in and shit like that. I just I get a little spurt and then I'm like, this shit kind of boring. You know, Ain't nothing very exciting. There's a it's kind of like just purely entertainment. I'm not even going to front. I'm not even going to front on that. Some people make a career out of it, or they make a good source of. But it does take a little bit of work to do that. You gotta come up with content. You gotta edit content. You gotta come up with thumbnails and shit like that. Most of the time, I don't even got. I mean, I'm not entertained by that. I did that when I first did podcast, and it was it wasn't. I want to say exhausting, but it was just like, hey, the thing about I'll give you guys this. If you do want to get into the podcast game and you want to get in the YouTube streaming thing, be prepared for one thing, man. No support. Be prepared for one thing, man. You'll be very very surprised of the type of support you get. Very rarely will the support come from like your closest people or your friends or whatever. Very rarely. I mean, those would be the ninja watchers. You know what I'm saying? It's very rarely you'll get that, and that's very surprising. That's very surprising that that you would be thinking like sometimes your biggest fans would come be like from like people or whatever, but a lot of times they'll do anything not to let anybody know that they like your content or whatever, man. It's just a funny style thing, and it'll be a total stranger that really give you the props. You feel me? It'll be a total stranger. But man, what's up with the? I mean, for real. Every time I watch this guy named Poppy Don, it's a fucking trip, man. I'm like, God damn, boy, this dude right here, man. Uh, he's he's all the way, boy. He's all the way. Just they got. I don't even know what they got. I don't know if he's been compromised or just like trying to I don't know what he's doing. I mean, it's so hilarious. I mean, he's like a ratchet or a thug Derek Jackson, but he's even over the top with it too. He's just he's just over the top. He's over the top. This nigga say send like $1,000, cash app before you even talk to the bitch. Y'all motherfuckers gotta be y'all must be crazy out here, man. But you know what? There's probably a dude doing it, man. I just saw a story. Was it James Harden? James Harden's like I mean, I think he's sent like Sweetie. I don't even know how true it is. People make up shit all the time, but I guess he sent like Sweetie $100,000 just to go on a date with him or some shit. Oh man, that nigga's just setting. Oh, I mean, I guess if you're worth millions, but at the same time, it's just like I don't even know. Like, even if you had millions of dollars, man, just respect as a man. I mean, you don't. I mean, that means you're just totally don't have no self-esteem. Like you have no self-esteem. You don't got no confidence against you. It's just like that right there, just a sign of somebody that probably never ever, never was a popular guy, even though he played basketball. But he was probably never the popular guy. Always probably a nerd or something. I don't even know. But when you do just straight up stuff like that, I mean, it just makes you. I mean, it's just like, uh, I don't even know how any woman can treat you seriously. You're just a target. You're just a target. Now you pay $100,000 right out the gate to go on a date. That's crazy. I mean, that's crazy, man. His teammates got to be looking at him kind of funny, man. Listen, I mean, you James Harden, man, you should get that off the strength of being James Harden, especially with Sweetie. Come on, man, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. I know that's was it Quavo's lady, but old lady or whatever. But still, it's just I don't know. It's just I would just that's a sign of a dude that just has probably no confidence in himself, even though he's a NBA player. He makes millions of dollars. I mean, to do something like that, it's just I don't. I'm like I like the whole. Some people are really hard on tricking, and it's like a big no and all this. I mean, I don't care either way. If you got to do it, you got to do it. Do what you got to do. But it's just to me, it when you're at that level, you're at that status, it just kind of says something about your confidence as a man. I mean, how do you go out there and play in front of all those people, and be this star in the NBA, but yet you got to give like a you know just like a run of the mill RB chick or scrapper $100,000 just to go on a date with you. I mean, if anything, you could probably call her publicist, and I mean that's a good look for her. You know, that's crazy to me, man. But I mean, people make the argument that if it ain't tricking if you got it, but I mean that's just I don't know what that is. That's just low self esteem, actually. That's just lack of confidence. Um, I mean, it's I mean, when you make a move like that, it's almost saying that, man, listen, like I don't know how like any like even though like I don't even know how any woman can really take you um serious at all. I mean, if you're I mean you're paying for a date, like you're just paying for a date. You're paying. That's it's almost ridiculous. Like I mean it's almost ridiculous. $100,000, and I mean to tell you the truth, somebody like James Harden, I would imagine can find 1,000 sweeties. You know what I'm saying? You're a big star. You travel around the country every day. Everybody know who the hell you are. It just I would just think that somebody like James Harden would definitely be able to, just off the strength of him, be able to to get I mean bag somebody like Sweet very easily. I mean it shouldn't even be no problem, but I guess it is a problem. But uh, let's talk about these simp Avengers. I guess when you look at somebody like James Harden, that's kind of like a simp Avenger type behavior. Because what it does is it pretty messes. I mean, it pretty much messes up the market for everybody. It's even even the dudes at the bottom. You got all these people that are very aspirational, and they're seeing James Harden do it, and they're thinking, "Damn, I'm the prize. I'm the prize. I am the prize. Worship me." And that's what the simp Avenger culture has created. It's pretty much it is. You got to give the blame to a lot of men. They've created this environment. It. I mean, you have to. I mean, but women share some blame too because they've even with their sons and stuff like that, they've created the perception that they were the catch, even though they kept catching L's, which is funny. That's crazy as hell. How the hell, like you can't keep a dude in the household, but yet you're the, you're the prize. You're dysfunction. Um, and and I think that is one of the problems, man. You have a lot of these simp Avengers. A lot of them, they either come out of a fatherless household or a female dominated household. Because you can tell, they get, I mean, whenever, like, say, for instance, if you're in a room, right, and it's you and a couple simp Avengers, and then, there's some women or whatever, and let's just say you say something that could be perceived out of pocket. I mean, usually they're the first ones that come right for your neck. They come for your neck first. You know, the uh, the female usually gives them some type of signal. And that's what me and David talked about it a little bit, and I wish David was on here. Shout out to King David for real. Get on here. We're gonna break it down a little bit. How the Simp Avenger in the 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 sisterhood, they kind of work with each other, and it's subtle. It's very subtle. It's very subtle. But the thing about it is the sisterhood. Um, they know how to kind of uh, I'll take that back. Well, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Because they can they can get protection when they know when they know some dude is thirsty for them. Because thirst will make the simp Avenger come out and cape hard. It's- it's- because the simp Avenger wants to show that um, they want to show their not loyalty, but they want to show their Simp Avenger wants to show like the chick it did, but the thing is, most of the time, like the sisterhood chick, you I gotta give a scenario where she knows that she really doesn't want the Simp Avenger, but she will use the Simp Avenger, especially if she gets offended, because she'll know the Simp Avenger will go above and beyond the Call of Duty for her, and she still doesn't have to give the the Simp Avenger anything, you know. This shit is hilarious, though. This shit is hilarious. Um, Let me think of like, yeah, I went on this dating app, um, on a the other night, right? And they did this little panel, right? And there was like four dudes. No, there was like three dudes, and they were both, all three of them were Simp Avengers. And then there's this one chick, I talked to her, she cool chick or whatever. She got triggered by me. I was like, yeah, you know what? I don't believe in taking a woman on a date unless I've had sex with her. I just don't believe in it, because we live in a culture now where, when you first meet a woman, you just assume that she's, fucking like, maybe two or three dudes. So that triggered. I was like, basically, if you don't hit, like, say if you take her out on a date, you spend $100 or you spend whatever, and then you don't get nothing from her. Most likely, somebody else is getting it. You just paid $100, or spent your time and your resources for something for somebody else to get. And like those dudes that be going on endless like four dates, and then these women be making them wait for like 4 months or a month, to have all that. I mean, it's basically what you're doing is you're paying for somebody else. And I think if a lot of men knew this, early in life, they wouldn't do it. I was like, and then she was like, so you got, I was like, nah, you know what? The first time we meet, we can talk on the phone. Maybe we can go to the park. Maybe we can go get some coffee. Maybe a drink or something like that. But I'm not going and taking like rolling out the red carpet, especially, if I don't know, what it's like. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not going to do it. It's just like I mean, it's just a stupid thing for men to do. And of course she got upset. I was like, yeah, I have to. And plus, the thing about it is like some of these women make dudes wait, and then you actually get when they get it, it's bad as hell. It's just whack. So, you know and there's you'll I mean, there is no limit to what some of these guys will do just for a piece of action. You know what I'm saying? They'll wait around for, a year or something like that, doing favors, taking them out on dates and all this stuff and getting nothing in return. And I think if a lot of men knew this shit, that they wouldn't do that. You want to get some type of value. You want to get something out of her first, because all you're doing is it's just basically throwing money away. I know it sounds fucked up, but it is. It's like that. Um, it's like that. And a lot of dudes don't know right now that, say if you when you meet a woman, um, she and this is the me and David talk about this, was it yesterday? Uh, this is the crazy part about it, right? Um, there's a dude, that's probably into a chick, talk to her all the time. She's taking all this time, and she's like, oh yeah, I like this man, and this is, somebody I like, and I can see a future with, right? And she will put that guy on restriction, right? It's the dumbest shit I've heard, because she likes him and she wants to be with him. But the guy that she doesn't want to be with, that dude right there gets all the benefits. Those dude, that dude, that dude gets the the late night creep and shit like that and all this type of stuff. So uh, a partner told me this a long time ago that this is I guess an uncomfortable truth about the reality in the game is uh, whatever woman that you're dealing with, she might be your woman, but she is somebody's hoe. That's the fucked up. That's a sobering reality of the fucking game. She might be your woman, but she's somebody's hoe. There is somebody out there that she was going to require nothing from, and she'll give everything back. I mean, everything to that person, and she requires nothing from them in return. And she might be with that dude that maybe she cares about or whatever, but I mean everything is conditional. Everything is conditional. He has to pay the car notes. You got to pay the lights. You got to pay the house. You got to take her shopping, and that's why he gets all the. I mean that's why he's in there. But the moment that shit goes away, no, hey, see you later. But that's very sobering for a lot of men to realize, and it's funny when I watch the Fresh and Fit podcast all the time. They always make the analogy if when they always ask a woman if she goes into a store and she sees a bag and she pays full price for it. And then next thing you know, her homegirl comes around with the same bag, and then she asks him, "Oh, I got this, for pennies on a dollar." Like, how does that make you feel? It's like, well, or most of them, try to, if they catch on real fast, if they'll try to deflect and say they don't, but anybody would be pissed if you pay uh, higher. I mean, more than the next person. I mean, anybody that says that will be um, lying. Will be lying. You don't want to. Nobody wants to pay more than the next person. It's just not a fair exchange. But um, you can't be fair. Life ain't fair, and um, that's one of the things with I think that's missing um, for a lot of young men, um, especially when they're interacting with the opposite sex or gender. Is they tend to play fair, because you're indoctrinated um, at an early age, be fair, share, and all this type of shit. Be nice and roll out the red carpet, open up doors, and all this type of stuff. Uh, but that's not really. I mean, most of the time, it's a recipe for disaster. It's a recipe for disaster because you're pretty much opening up the door to get taken advantage of, and you gotta understand the biology behind it. If you have one vessel that's weaker than the other, in order for that vessel to really compete or just to, I mean, it's about survival. They gotta use different methods to gain an advantage. And a lot of times it's manipulation. Um, you know, it's manipulation, and they I mean, it's a natural thing. I mean, you can't I mean, you can't blame a fish for swimming. That's what they do. Women manipulate, and I mean, I'm not gonna even say that because somebody's gonna listen to this thing and get triggered and be like, oh, he's up here bashing and all this type of stuff. No, I'm not bashing. I'm just telling the truth. I mean, it's just manipulation. I mean, some people it's a survival mechanism. You got to manipulate. And I think um, that was the thing I wanted to talk about is the sisterhood in the Simp Avengers, they kind of work with each other. They they work with each other. And what's funny, they both are manipulators. They're both manipulators. They're both manipulating each other. Like the the sisterhood, they low key manipulate the Simp Avenger with the promise of some pussy at the end of it, and the Simp Avenger, they do everything to manipulate. So they can manipulate the sisterhood woman into some. I mean, to get her. It's a funny dance. It's a funny dance, but when you see it in action, it's so hilarious. It is just so hilarious when you see it in action because um, it'd be they'd be so thirsty. Both of them are kind of thirsty. I wish Dave was up here, man. Then we could chop it up a little bit more, man. My streams, I think I gotta start doing just streams on a consistent basis. I think that's why I probably don't come up on a lot of people's news feeds, and plus the content that my past content, is a little bit rambunctious. It's a little bit um what do you say? A little bit tough. I mean, I go hard. I go hard in the paint. You feel me? And I think YouTube picks up on that. And yeah, there's a lot of different things I think I can definitely change. Yeah, I can change the what do you call it? Some of the keywords that I have in my titles. I think that will probably help me too. Because I think whenever you put like I did a stream and I put black women on there. I probably should have put BW in because I think when you use those acronyms, they don't shadow ban you. I don't think. Um, I got over 5,000 subscribers, and got like people that have 1,000 subscribers, and most of the time they can get like 20 in the box, sometimes 100 in the box, and maybe on a good day I probably get two or three people in the box. And I don't know if it's StreamYard. I mean I'm still trying to figure it out, but it's okay though, man. I mean I'll get there. I'm not even trying to get to the bag, man. I'm just trying to entertain, you know, crack some jokes sometimes. Yeah, it's funny. I was on Sir Ism. Shout out to Sir Ism. I was on his show last night, and he had young Joey on there, the Serpent. Shout out to him. It was his birthday. We were chopping it up, man. Had OG on there. We were talking about entrepreneurship, and most of the thing they were talking about is mental health, um, mental health, and how important it is. And I think Sir Ism, did some good justice last night because I think it's like one of those things that's stigmatized within the community, and a lot of those people, you know, have these traumas. You know what I'm saying? That they don't really talk about. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what's behind a person's eyes, man. You don't really know. I mean, if you got, when you come from these dysfunctional households and you hold in, all those things, you know what I'm saying? All those different things and you don't got nobody to talk to about it, because you're gonna get ostracized, you're gonna get shamed, you're gonna, a lot of it is, I mean, there's a lot of shame that comes in it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of shame that when you hear a person's background, you hear some of their family secrets. There's people that are carrying heavy, heavy, heavy stuff for years, years, and it sits there and it festers, until and it manifests in other ways. You know what I'm saying? Like when they talk about people with daddy issues, man. When they talk about people with mama issues and shit, um, it a lot of that stuff festers for a long time, man. It festers for a long time, and it never gets talked about. There's people, and it's funny. There's so many things that people can't talk about, can't talk about. You know what I'm saying? And man, it weighs on the psyche, man. It weighs on the psyche for a long time, and and it uh, there's so many uh, deep dark secrets that are in especially in our community and family. Like, man, it's crazy. And what they used to say was like, whatever's in the dark will come to light. Whatever's in the dark will come to light, and that's a very true thing. Whatever's in the dark um, will manifest itself one way or another. That's the thing. It's going to manifest itself one way or another. I mean, you can hide, you can run, you can do all this type of stuff, but it's going to manifest itself one way or another. That's a sad thing, and a lot of times it manifests in a way that get people locked up, get people hurt, get people killed, get people all those type of things. There's people right now um, that just finding out, they might be grown adults, and they just finding out this person was their daddy. You know what I'm saying? Or who I thought was my sister was really my mama. Who I thought was my brother is really my uncle. Like, I swear, I mean, you hear so many things that go on, and you never, and those people have to bear that burden because that whatever that story that they have is so stigmatized uh, in the community, they can't really talk about it, man. And imagine, just imagine if you wake up one day, right, and you just end up and it's always like ways that you never would. It's like sometimes it's by accident that people find out what their background is. Some people find out by accident. It could be medical thing, what I'm saying. It could be a whole bunch of things, and you can't tell me, when people have to deal with that type of stuff, um that when they deal with that type of stuff, it can crush a lot of people, man. It can crush a lot of people finding out. I just heard the story about this one cat. This one told me it was like after 18 years, this dude just finds out the kid wasn't his. Like, this man has been through. The dude had what he been he actually, I think he went to prison or jail many times over child support, many times too. It was like a thing, and he finds out that the kid wasn't his after 18 years. He end up finding out, and this is how fucking just completely cruel people are. He finds out on social media. He sees his son posting with a dude, and the dude kind of looked like him, and he said, "Yeah, this is my daddy." And he's like, "What?" And of course, I think the I think the mother of the kid's child didn't really feel any guilt because her justification was the dude was a deadbeat. I guess he wasn't in his child's life like he needed to be. So that was a justification. But I mean, both on that's two fucking lies right there, man. I mean, um, the kid has to. I mean, he might be smiling or whatever because he know who his real dad is now. But imagine, I mean, imagine the bond that he probably built with the with the dude that wasn't his dad. Imagine the bond that he built with him. I mean, that's crazy, man. But I mean, there's so many stories, man, like that, man. I be hearing that shit all the time, man. People finding out like they grew up thinking this person was their sister. Nah, that's your mama. That's your mama. What? Yeah, that's your mama. Yeah, man. Oh, that's my brother. No, no, that's my uncle. No, no, not no. He was your dad. That's your dad right there. Oh, I thought granddaddy. No, 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 no. I mean, mm, but it's I mean, it was a good conversation last night. It's we were talking about entrepreneurship, and there's so many different ways to get it. There's so many different ways to get it. There's so many ways. Uh, if you apply yourself, man, there's some really good books out there. The book that they were talking about is Think and Grow Rich, Dennis Kimbro book, which I read a while ago. You basically can, I mean, you can think and grow rich. I mean, and you got to take an inventory of what you're really passionate about, because if you're passionate about certain things, you can definitely monetize it. You can definitely monetize it. You know what I'm saying? Because everything that's around you um, was was something that was thought up by someone, and they were passionate about it possibly, and then they manifested that into something great. From the food that you eat, everything. Everything. Everything was somebody's idea, and you know if you really, really, really think and you think about it, man, like it's amazing how hold on. It's amazing how creative human beings can be. It's amazing how creative and just smart how human beings can be, can to figure stuff out. These inventions and things. Like the man, the computer. Man, like that right there. Um, it probably, I mean, that's just genius level. Who was able to put together the first computer? Damn, that's on some extra clip shit. But anyways, man, y'all look at the screen, um, and I'm on here monologuing. Uh, I'm just I was hoping to get David up here, but I don't know if he got. I probably got to have to come on a little bit later. Uh, it's Now we're talking about the Simp Avengers. The Simp Avengers. Um, the Simp Avengers are, the guy that whenever, you know, usually the Manosphere, usually, the you is triple black. Oh boy, hold on. Hold on. Let me change the title. I mean, I don't even know. Leave your comments. Hold on. No. Simp Avengers. Simp check in. Simp Avengers check in. Oh boy, the Simp Avenger check in. You know what? I'm probably gonna do a stream probably tonight. I definitely want to pass the threshold of to get to that next level. Um, Leave your comments. Oh shit, man! I'm a horrible, horrible, horrible type typist, speller, and everything like that. And man, I'm terrible at it. But I don't see that many people streaming. Let me see. There's a couple. Yeah, this one lady's fucking crazy as cat shit, man. I seen her. I seen her. Oh my goodness, crazy as a fucking bag of nuts. This chick Trinity travels or some shit. Oh my fucking god! Like whatever. Oh my god! Hold on a second. Let's see what's going on. No, the robocalls. Man, robocalls are a fucking problem, man. God dang. Them bitches be calling you all the time. Your warranty or some shit. Man. But anyways, I seen she was arguing with that one dude that be getting into it with Mr. Fantastic. That shit was hilarious, boy. Oh my god. I started laughing my ass off, boy. They were going in on each other. Well, she was doing most of the going in. She was calling the man out and shit. I was just like, God damn, she's crazy. She is crazy than a fucking bag of nuts. Crazy as motherfucker. I was like, God, the lunatic. Holy shit. But she got 22 people in live in the streams and shit, you know? These YouTube scrapes. Yeah. Anyways, man, your boy Triple Black Man. I'm gonna be on here for a little bit. Um, and no, just chopping it up. The Simp Avenger check in. Um, I was trying to get David up here, man. You know, we had some real good conversation with David. Um, yeah, the Simp Avengers. Again, what a Simp Avenger is. I mean, they come in a different form. They're almost. Um, the best way to describe the Simp Avenger is like you know when you have like one of those insta thoughts that you know when they post pictures or any chick that posts pictures you know that look halfway decent. It's a dude. It's usually the guy that goes above and beyond the normal response. You can be like the thing and yeah, you know what, you look good, you know, like the thing, just like the you know the picture or whatever. This is the guy that's leaving comment after comment. Oh, you know, girl, you this, and you know, just like pandering, stroking the ego, and that's the guy that just goes above and beyond the Call of Duty. It's like uh, he is the guy that falls right into the thirst trap. He is the guy that fall. That's a Simp Avenger, and in the thing about it is a lot of these insta thoughts and just thoughts in general, they have a lot of these these simp avengers and basically the simp avengers help them stay in this fucking delusion, you know. 'Cause they can do no wrong. Mm-mm. Nah, sis, you know they their biggest advocates and shit. You know, you can't say anything. You know, you can't even say she out of pocket because the simp Avengers will try to derail the conversation. You know, they'll be like, "Oh, you just don't like women," blah blah blah, or you know, you know they'll start using um, the sisterhood shit, and you know, they just They try to get you off the mark, but a lot of these women, I think, that's why they don't self improve in the areas that they really need to self improve because they get so pacified by the Simp Avenger, and they actually think that I mean it inflates their value a little bit because why would you change if um if you can get a pack of hyenas to validate you every fucking day. I'm just saying, why would you change if you get a pack of hyenas to validate you every fucking day, no matter what type of fuckery you have, no 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 matter what type of dysfunction you have, like you have a pack of hyenas that will validate every fucking thing you do, you know. And I don't even know how you like they in what the like some of these insta models, it's a gift and a curse. The curse is when you're not popping no more. What are you gonna do? That's the curse, because you can, I mean, there's trends, big booties and big titties are in right now. Um, you might look, a couple years, it might be a different trend, plus, those fake bodies and shit like that, they take some maintenance, you know. They take some maintenance, and not every woman can do that shit. But you know, imagine if you do, and this is one of the things I think that's happening to especially in the social media generation. Um, and you can kind of, if you really, really like, we were watching this the Fresh and Fit. Um, we were watching the Fresh and Fit thing. Me and David yesterday we were reviewing that. Uh, and there was like this one chick that they were trying to kick out. This ratchet chick, and her and her friends basically, um, her and her friend was basically trying to fight this guy in his own house, in his own studio, on his own podcast, and it was just like and they were refusing to leave, like in his house, his studio, his podcast. They're basically trying to tell him he needs. I mean, this is what he needs to do, and I think the reason, a lot of these, especially like these hood rats, are like this, and these ratchets and these thoughts are like this, is because they get so much validation. They get so much validation. They start to really internalize that shit. They really start to smell themselves, feel themselves. I am right. I am right. I'm right about this. Oh no, these niggas broke or whatever type of this. I mean, because it doesn't matter what the like when you live in a world when you can go on social media and post, hey, I done some fuck shit, right? And then you post a picture, with your ass and titties out. I did some fuck shit, right? Some out of it doesn't even matter what it is. It's like a bitch could say I was on Maury because I don't know who my baby daddy is. This nigga mad because I don't know who my like it could be any fucking fuckery, right? And if they're popular enough, they'll go on there. It's going to be a group of fucking men that will fucking validate her. It does, and it's fucking, it's terrible. I'm telling you, I see this shit firsthand. You can go on what's the name right fucking now. There's going to be a group of fucking hyenas, especially if she looks any type of anything, if she's attractive anyway or whatever. These hyenas, she can say like, oh, you know what? I stole money from my mama, and and she put a picture of her ass and titties up. There's going to be some thirst buckets underneath those topics, underneath those It might be, they might even go to her DMs and be like, huh, oh, you need some money or some shit, like offering her money. Like, I mean, it's endless. It's just an endless thing that, and you got to think about it when you've been living in this same thing for 10 years. This is kind of a result of that stuff, is like, I'm always right. I can do no wrong. You don't know what the hell you talking about. I'm this, I'm that. Like, that is the this is why this type of stuff happens. This is why it happens like this, because you have this. Oh shoot, red peel. No, you have, yeah. That's why you have this thing. That's why you have this thing, man. Mm-mm-mm. That's why you have this. There is nothing they can do. Just um. Yeah, I was watching. Shout out to Mr. Palmer. Mr. Palmer was talking. I forgot what the lady's name is, but the lady, um, the lady left. That was a lady that left her kids in a hotel room while she went to work or whatever. And you got to feed the children, and I think they were young. I don't know exactly what the thing was, but um, the father ended up having to call the police. You know, hey, listen, take your kids to work with you, especially if they're young kids. I don't care. I understand that you got to go to work. You got to, have the resource. You got to get the resources and all this type of stuff. But leaving your kid, obviously the father called, because there was some type of dysfunctional thing. I don't know exactly why he called, but she ended up getting arrested or something like that. And I don't even know what the backstory is behind it, but she ended up getting arrested. Granted, this lady left her kids in a hotel room to go to work. And to me, it's just, I don't know. I'm I don't know if she had family, but I don't know, it just seemed illogical. Maybe I don't know why she couldn't find somebody to watch the kids, but that's either I mean, but like she got arrested. Obviously the dad called, right? And I wouldn't say there should have been any backlash, but she actually got rewarded for it, which is crazy to me. She got rewarded for it. I think she ended up getting a house, and they started a GoFundMe for her. They started a GoFundMe for her. I don't even know the GoFundMe, and they gave her, like, I think she got like over 160 something thousand dollars. She got a house and all this type of stuff. And I think it came out that, I guess, she tried to say that the her baby daddy was abusive, or something like that, and and then I think some of it came out as a lie or whatever. But anyways, it didn't matter to the Simp Avengers. She was light skinned, and I guess she was pretty or something like that. I don't something like that. But all kinds of donations came came out. It's crazy. You know, it's crazy, man. Like somebody like Black China. Black China. It's even the celebrity simps. After what Black China has been through, um, you would think um, she would be nuclear. Like, nobody would even want to, like, especially if you had any clout or anything like that. You would want nothing to do with a Black China, nothing at all. But those celebrity guys, they wait, they jump in line waiting for Black China. Like, I think she just had a baby too, with some dude. I don't know. I think she had a baby with some guy. I have no idea. I think she did. But you would think that, like Amber Rose, for instance. I don't know. She might be with who knows? She might be with another football player. I think she was with I forgot what football player she was with, but she's been with the basketball players and she's been with all these rappers and stuff like that. And given her reputation, knowing she's about, you would you would think none of those guys would touch her with a 10-foot pole, but they line up to get her. You know what I'm saying? To be part of her rotation or whatever. It, it's crazy. You know, like it's this female worship culture, man. These motherfuckers be worshiping these hoes. But damn, I'm gonna go 5 more minutes. My goal is to kind of do an hour of my own broadcast. I didn't have anybody in the box really, um, but Simp Avengers check in. And what's going on in the manosphere? I see Kevin Samuels is out there making media rounds. They got him on Vlad TV now. They got him on Vlad TV. I think Vlad TV is a good look for him because it's kind of a mainstream audience. It's kind of a mainstream audience, and I think um, some of the concepts that Kevin Samuels is talking about, um, it's going to resonate with a lot of men. It's just going to resonate with a lot of men. A lot of men going to relate to it, and 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 it's going to. I think it's going to heighten the efforts to try to cancel him somehow, some way, and it's not going to work though, because the way that his business model is set up right now, because he's doing stuff on Instagram, he's doing stuff on YouTube, and these social media platforms, and it's not part of a network or a conglomerate or anything like that. Um, they can't. I mean, long as he stays on his P's and Q's, long as he doesn't do anything egregious, which his style is not egregious. It's very clean. It's very polished. I think he'll be good. He will be really good. Um, he'll be good, and I think I think that I think unless he really slips, and Kevin Samuels doesn't seem like the type of person to get a big head. He doesn't seem like the type of person that's uh, that's too egotistical. And I think when especially when you start to get this type of famous, you get egotistical, then you start getting out of pocket. But I think the way that he's keeping on these platforms, and he's not really working for someone like in a network or a conglomerate or one of those type of things. I think yeah, he can't really be controlled. I think I think you he would make himself vulnerable. He would definitely make himself vulnerable if he kind of put the keys in somebody else's hands, especially with a network or one of those type of things, because some of the commentary that he's saying, some of the things that he's saying, it cuts. It cuts. It cuts at the very ideal of feminism. Like he's actually hitting these when these with some of his talking points, it's like a haymaker to feminists every fucking day, every night. Haymaker. It's like a haymaker, and they can't silence it. That's the thing. You cannot silence it, and that right there makes feminists like so uncomfortable. I bet you the fact that they can't silence him, and who knows? Who knows? I mean, I don't. I know I'm just just talking, and because I do know there is an active campaign to try to cancel him somehow, some way, stick the whole gay stuff on him, the all kinds of stuff. I mean, it's the last thing that I saw was just downright comical. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous, man. I'm like, man, man, man. Some people really, really, really have a crazy agenda. I mean, and a lot of this stuff is being regurgitated. It's actually spreading like wildfire because a lot of people are taking those talking points, those red pill talking points, and they're just they're uh, they're they're interjecting it in what do you call it, the lexicon. I mean, like just people's lexicon. I don't know if that's right, but they're just interjecting all those talking points, all those ideals, and and it's becoming repetitive. But with that right there is the key. you know when now these young men are learning this stuff. The young men right now are getting all their information on the internet, and they're learning about these concepts, and it's opening a lot of people's eyes. It's opening a lot of people's eyes, and it's a train that a lot of feminists cannot derail, because um, they've they don't want this a lot of the times they don't want this information coming out because they want they want the advantage. That's just how they want to have an advantage. They want to have an advantage over men, and and I think when men start learning these truths about their nature and shit, it's gonna change the game for a lot of young dudes, man. A lot of young dudes, you had to learn the hard way. You know what I'm saying? The first time that you know that a man has a woman monkey branch on him. That's a something that's in the that's one of those key terms. And most young, I mean, like even when you're like 25, 30, you have no idea what monkey branching is, and like people are gonna learn the monkey branch right. I mean, like right when it's happening, you're gonna see like young kids, like young men are gonna learn what monkey branching is, and then because there's a lot of dudes that don't really learn these concepts until it's too late, and they see and sometimes like those guys be investing everything into that woman, and she fucking monkey branches, and he's sitting there, you know got his fucking head buried in the fucking sand, pissed off, become an alcoholic, mad as fuck every day, can't understand what the fuck this bitch just do to me, and trying to get answers, and she's not giving answers. She's just, it just, she's just living her nature. She just living her goddamn truth. But now, I mean, because of this type of space, you know, it's going. I mean, anytime a dude takes an L, it's gonna hurt. But when you have these type of spaces that gives you information, once you start to have understanding, and once you start to understand why it happened, then I think it's a game changer for a lot of young men, and it's going to be a game changer for a lot of young men, because a lot of young men, are going to be like, they're going to see the pattern, they're going to see this, but oh, oh, okay, yeah, this is what she's doing. Okay, I got you. Okay, yeah, I got you. Okay, this is what she's doing. Oh, what she's saying, she wants me to believe this, but no, she's actually doing this now. Now, some of these things that are are being put out in the atmosphere, as far as the manosphere, talking points and all this type of stuff. It, because feminists don't like it, because most of the time, in this Western society with these modern women and stuff like that, they've had an advantage, and they can kind of run circles around young men. They can run circles around men in general, because it was only a few type dudes that had this awareness. Maybe the alpha male. He had this awareness. Because there's like that. Uh, was it the 80/20? Nah, no, that don't really apply. But anyways, um, they kind of understood this, and they saw, they already know this. But the average run of the mill Joe Schmo doesn't have any clue. So now you're gonna have a lot of men that have this awareness, and that's just not good. That's just not good for women. It's just, I mean, for feminists. You know what I'm saying? Like like what I was saying earlier. Uh, Check this out. If a lot of dudes knew, you know, like when you first meet a woman, just assume that no matter, I mean, if she looks decent despite whatever she says she's single or whatever, no, she's fucking someone. Somebody, if you're not hitting it, somebody's hitting it. So if she's trying to require you to, take her out to dinner, take, these extravagant things, I mean, basically you're paying for somebody else to hit that. Because she's, even if you take her out and she gives you that, that friend hug and say, "Oh, I had a great time," or whatever, and then, especially if she's dolled up, she's going to give the pussy to someone. Either she might have already gave it before, um, before she even went out on a date, and and I don't think a lot of women want you to fucking know that. They don't want to fucking know that, because I mean, that's the leverage. A lot of times it's the leverage. That's what they be leveraging. It's like, it's a leverage. And if a lot of dudes walked in knowing those type of things, that um, it would be. I mean, it makes it a game changer. You know, because because dudes like be taking things at face value. She'd be like, I don't do this, I don't do that. Yeah, you do. You might not do it for me, but you'll do it for somebody. Trust me. That's it. She's like, I don't suck dick. Yeah, yeah, you do. You might not suck my dick, but you're sucking somebody's dick. So hey, we we get it. We get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you know, a lot of, like, there's a lot of like, again, there's so much information that, and although it's repetitive, but I think in the long run, it's going to be great for a lot of men. It's going to be great for a lot of men, because it's going to raise their awareness, of female nature and female behavior and stuff like that. Now, dudes will understand, because the dudes, a lot of dudes will, especially if they start messing with a chick, right? And she starts talking about these friends, like friends. I mean, you should know automatically that friend is either fucked her, is trying to fuck her, or will fuck her. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or but about it. Don't even go into that rabbit hole with a woman. Just assume it. Just know it. Just know it, that they either had sex with her, or they're in their orbit, or want to have sex with her. There's no male friendship. They can't be friends like that. They'll tell you to the blue in the face. I mean, there's exceptions if you have maybe a business relationship, or a coworker, or I mean, even with a coworker. I mean, it's usually evident that, and you know it, you'll know it. But just assume that, and and just so that way it won't be no surprise to you. I think that is key. It won't be a surprise to you, knowing that fucking Chad in accounting was killing her, was was drilling her ass. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Chad in accounting was drilling her. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. You know. Um. Yeah. It's just funny how so much information gets put out here in the manosphere, and it does change lives. It does change lives. I think it changed lives in it changed lives because it gives it it gives a lot of guys awareness. It gives a lot of guys awareness. Um, you're almost like it's like a I don't want to say defense, but it's like a football. Like once you know the playbook, you see the play, and I mean, you know what play is coming. You know what I'm saying? You can see the play. I mean, like you can, like after a while, you can see stuff before it actually hits you. You know what I'm saying? So that way you can be prepared for it. You know, you know, like when like for instance, the soon as the I'm going out with the girls thing, I'm going out with the girls, or there's just like a need to go out with the girls all the time and work late and shit like that, you already know. I mean, as a man, you probably should start packing your bags, and get the fuck up out of there, because that's an exit strategy. Um, that's an exit strategy, and most men can attest to that shit. But anyways, man, I'm about to get off here, man. Wrestle race rest haven, yo, Harold, man. Anyways, man, it's your boy Triple Black, man. Make sure you guys subscribe to my page, man. Hey, I went on here for a little bit. I gave it up. Holla at your boy. I'm out. I'm out.